In 356 BCE, Alexander was born in Pella, capital of the Macedonian kingdom. His father, King Philip II, united Greece through war and diplomacy, dominating the region. Alexander's mother, Olympias, told him he descended from Achilles and Zeus himself. Tutored by Aristotle, Alexander absorbed philosophy, medicine, literature, and scientific curiosity. At 18, Alexander commanded cavalry at Chaeronea, defeating Theban's sacred band. In 336 BCE, Philip II was assassinated, making Alexander king at only 20. Many Greek city-states revolted, testing the young monarch's strength and resolve. Alexander crushed Thebes, destroying the city, sparing only temples and Pindar's house. Greece pacified. Alexander inherited Philip's plan to invade Persia, longtime enemy of Macedon. In 334 BCE, Alexander crossed the Hellespont with 40,000 troops into Asia Minor. At the Granicus River, he defeated Persian satraps, nearly dying in fierce combat. Greek cities of Ionia welcomed Alexander as liberator from Persian control. In 333 BCE, at Issus, Alexander's smaller force defeated Darius III's massive army. Darius fled, leaving behind his family, treated respectfully by Alexander. Alexander marched south, capturing Phoenician ports, securing control of the Mediterranean coast. At Tyre, a 7-month siege ended with brutal conquest and heavy casualties. In 332 BCE, Egypt welcomed Alexander as deliverer from Persian domination. At Siwa Oasis, the oracle greeted Alexander as son of Zeus Ammon. He founded Alexandria, a city destined to become a global center of learning. In 331 BCE, Alexander met Darius again at Gaugamela, decisive Battle of Empire. Superior tactics broke Persian lines. Darius fled, his empire collapsing around him. Alexander entered Babylon as conqueror, welcomed with honors and ceremonies. At Persepolis, royal palaces were looted, later burned in an act still debated. In 330 BCE, Darius III was murdered by satrap Bessus during flight. Alexander gave Darius royal burial, executing Bessus for treachery. Campaigns continued in Central Asia, facing fierce resistance from Bactrian and Sogdian fighters. To secure loyalty, he married Roxana, daughter of a powerful Sogdian noble. Alexander founded cities named Alexandria, spreading Hellenic culture deep into Asia. Restless, he launched invasion into India. Reaching Indus Valley in 326 BCE at Hydaspes River, Alexander faced King Porus, supported by war elephants. Despite difficulties, Porus was defeated, but reinstated as ruler under Macedonian alliance. Alexander wished to march further east, but his army refused, exhausted and homesick. Reluctantly, he turned back, sailing down Indus River with part of his forces. Returning west, he led a disastrous march through Gedrosian Desert, losing thousands. Alexander survived, sharing hardships with soldiers, strengthening their loyalty despite suffering. Back in Persia, he sought to unite Macedonians and Persians into one empire. He adopted Persian customs, angering some Macedonian officers. To solidify unity, he arranged mass marriage of Macedonian officers with Persian noblewomen. Tensions grew. Conspiracy and executions followed among his companions. In drunken quarrel, Alexander killed Cletus, trusted officer, an act he bitterly regretted. He increasingly demanded recognition as divine ruler, alienating many Macedonians. In 324 BCE, his closest companion Hephaestion died, devastating Alexander emotionally. He ordered extravagant funeral and planned hero cult for Hephaestion. In 323 BCE, preparing campaigns in Arabia, Alexander suddenly fell ill in Babylon. After days of fever, he died on June 10th, aged just 32. His empire, stretching from Greece to India, had no named heir. Generals, the Rayatoshi, divided territories, beginning decades of bloody wars. Ptolemy seized Egypt, founding dynasty that ruled until Cleopatra's time. Seleucus controlled vast eastern lands, forming Seleucid Empire. Antigonus and descendants struggled for dominance in Macedon and Greece. The unified empire dissolved, but cultural fusion endured. Greek language became common across former Persian lands. Alexandria in Egypt grew into leading city of Hellenistic world. The Library of Alexandria gathered knowledge from across Mediterranean and beyond. Greek science and philosophy flourished, blending with Egyptian, Mesopotamian, and Persian traditions. Hellenistic art combined Greek realism with Eastern styles, influencing centuries of creativity. New cities spread trade networks linking East and West. Greek coins circulated widely, bearing Alexander's image as divine king. His conquests permanently changed political and cultural landscape of Eurasia. Rome admired Alexander, studying his tactics and ambitions closely. Julius Caesar, Augustus, and later, emperors idolized him as ultimate conqueror. Alexander's phalanx and cavalry tactics remained models for military strategy. His charisma and leadership bound soldiers, inspiring loyalty beyond ordinary kingship. Historians debate whether Alexander sought unity or simply endless conquest. Persians remembered him as both destroyer and cultural bridge. Indians remembered him as foreign invader, though stories softened to legend. Alexander's burning of Persepolis remains one of ancient history's great controversies. Some sources blame drunken rage. Others claim calculated political symbolism. His attempt at fusion of cultures was unprecedented for ancient conquerors. Despite empire's collapse, Hellenistic world carried his vision onward. Scientific centers in Alexandria advanced astronomy, medicine, and mathematics. Philosophy schools spread, influencing later Roman and Islamic thought. Trade routes expanded, linking Mediterranean with India and Central Asia. Alexander became legendary figure in folklore across continents. Medieval Europe celebrated him as chivalric hero in epic tales. Islamic literature depicted him as Dhul Qarnayn, righteous ruler. His name echoed in Persian, Indian, and Central Asian legends. Napoleon later saw himself as modern Alexander, obsessed with global conquest. His empire lasted barely a decade, yet reshaped centuries of history. Alexander showed how military genius could redraw world maps. His ambition inspired later rulers to pursue glory across continents. Even today, scholars debate his motives, leadership, and legacy. Archaeologists still uncover evidence of his cities and campaigns. Coins and inscriptions testify to vastness of his empire. His legend endures as both cautionary tale and symbol of ambition. Alexander united worlds of East and West, even if briefly. His story reveals brilliance, cruelty, vision, and fragility of power. He remains one of history's most studied military commanders. From Pella to Babylon, his journey transformed civilizations forever. Alexander the Great's legacy remains immortal, conqueror whose empire transcended his short life.